AI has, quote, reached superhuman reasoning. This will be debatable, we'll talk about it later, but it was the, what was it, ICPC, so it's like this competition, right? So you've seen in the news how the chat models are, in different coding, things like that. So this one is a big one where they actually have to kind of think a bit. So it's not like just sort of pure coding. It's still algorithm-based, it's still time-based. But to give you an idea, ChatGPT-5, supposedly, mostly with its native model, the one that we have access to, but they did have, I believe, a specialized reasoning in there as well, won the competition with a perfect score. So 12 out of 12. Google 2.5 Pro got, I think, 10 out of 12. And then I think the human team got 11. So it won.
This is a coding competition.
Yeah, it's the International Collegiate Programming Contest.
Before we go on, just a little bit about Tech for Creators. So Eric and I, we work at Click to View. Both content creators ourselves, mine mainly in journalism. And then when we started the agency, I had to teach myself how to film and all of that sort of thing. Eric was a photographer in LA before moving to Singapore, and now one of our account directors. And also just deeply passionate about all of the technology and the changes that are happening, particularly around AI. And so it's moving so quickly, we decided we'd do this podcast. We also have a weekly newsletter called Creator Weekly. You can find us on Substack. And if you like this, hit subscribe or hit like.
ICPC is won by ChatGPT-5, supposedly mostly on models you and I have, and they won first place. And they beat the humans, right? So AI is still progressing, right?
We're getting to the stage where it's not about like what you can do with AI, but what you can actually get around to implementing.
Yeah. We did just have ChatGPT-5 Codex launch, and so Codex has been out before.
What is Codex?
So basically, ChatGPT-5 Codex is basically the answer to Claude, and I even heard that some people were having issues with Claude not that long ago, or sorry, in the last few weeks, right? So it was kind of like,
this is a long time ago in the AI world.
Yeah. So, people are like, hey, what's the next, what will work for me? Yeah, exactly. But apparently, so like ChatGPT-5, when you use it, right, it goes into like thinking mode.
Yeah.
Right, or you can choose thinking, limited thinking, whatever. So supposedly, ChatGPT-5 Codex will do variable reasoning, like dynamic reasoning. You're using it, it's trying to solve a problem. It won't just stay on one level of thinking. It'll jump around to try and figure out what level of thinking it needs to get the task done. Right now, the vast majority of use cases of AI in the world, sort of the hands and feet of AI, isn't yet so much in robots. I think we'll see that more and more in the future. But right now, it's coding. How do you actually get stuff done with AI besides just getting me information, right? I don't want just information. I want it to jump onto Google Ads. I want it to get that email, change my calendar, change the ads, get this ad campaign running, build some few things, and I wanted to do all kind of like a process and automated. So get my groceries at the same time. So that's the idea, is that ChatGPT-5 is better for that. And I mean, I saw that, right? Because I did use ChatGPT-5 to buy me some groceries.
Yeah, I've got it now too. I haven't actually used it. I was just looking to see if I've got the agent there. I'll have to try and...
Yeah, with the ChatGPT-5 agent.
Yeah.
So this is sort of like a continuation of that, where you can modify it and customize it in a lot more ways to do things that you might want it to do. So, are we moving from AI-powered, here's some thoughts and ideas, to an AI native? Is content marketing shifting from that, right? Where we can just use it as a tool to actually help. Instead of just a tool, can we also use it to help us implement certain campaigns and that type of thing? And one of the big things that came out was that there's a new payments protocol, right? So we just talked about how I had ChatGPT buy me groceries, but where it stopped is when I needed to pay.
Yep.
Right? So they have this thing, AP2, Google announced AP2, an open standard developed with 60 plus partners like Visa, PayPal, these types of things, right? So that you can actually now pay as well with agent, because it's a really big issue as I understand it, right? Because how do they know that you approved it? What if the agent gets lost and buys you pink sneakers instead of blue sneakers?
Or spends all the money in your account.
Yeah, or spends all the money in your account. Of course, you would say like, don't go above this much.
Yeah. You could go out and buy a house, and when you meant just ask it to buy you a horse.
Right. So one of the things that we're seeing with Google, right, is that they have these new features. I don't think they're completely rolled out yet, but they've got the content generation working with AI. They've got the creative assets studio, and then you got video reach. So you see things like performance max, search ads, demand gen, agentic. So basically, it's optimizing content, to be the primary authoritative source for AI models to look at. So basically, is it friendly for the bots, and is it something that they can pull out, right? I think uniquely different, right? I think that's one of the things we learned from our friends at Nugget was like, both it's structured, you've got the right content, and then is it something unique?
Yeah, it's very interesting because I think there's it actually then forces the content that you're putting out there to be good for non-human consumption. So it's got to stand out in a way. It's got to stand out for humans to be noticed by the bots.
Yeah.
Because they rank. I don't know how they rank it. Actually, it'd be interesting to know how they rank the different websites. They were saying that the search is still going on. The search is often happening in Google anyway.
Yeah.
But they're just pulling out the top 10 pages.
Yeah.
But what I do notice is it's not just one search. There's lots of searches that
Right.
they're doing. Yeah.
Right, like hundreds.
Yeah. So it's different. They're changing around the keywords. And by the way, how much do you search with using AI? Because I'm like almost 100% using AI.
Yeah, quite a bit. I would say I still jump on the Google, 20-30% of the time, but I do look for kind of AI overviews even then.
Yeah.
Right. Like sometimes I try searching on Google and I'm not getting the answer I want, the AI response I want, so then I jump back onto ChatGPT. So yeah, it just depends. But yeah, of course, I'm apart from just searching, I'm inside of ChatGPT or the AI models, all the time.
I think what I've noticed because I'm one of the few people who actually looks at the sources when they did these searches, the ones that it pulls out are the ones that are the sites that are already. It's just good content. Like there's clarity in what they're saying. It's not confusing. Right. That they're like if it's a business you're looking for, the service offering is not confusing. Right. It's very clear. What they do. Right. How they charge. And I think there's a bit of memory going on in that as well. Like I was doing a search the other day for a marine electrician in Singapore, and it found. It ended up finding an outfit, a relatively new outfit called Boat Sparky.
One of the things that it's talking about too is about niching down. So this undisputed authority on a specific subject, forcing the AI citation.
Yeah.
I think we heard that before. And then the technical precision, the structured data, which you mentioned about, like, written for the bot. So I think we've got the trustworthiness, the value, being very niche, something unique, and then is it formatted in such a way that the.
So this still speaks to the idea of actually doing content marketing, because you need to do it well to be cited by the AI.
Yeah. I thought the interesting thing about the video revolution, I'll just show you really quick, is just that we're seeing a lot more auto dubbing, lip sync. YouTube's kind of jumping in there, right? And I think it'll make it faster and faster for you to just kind of create videos on the whim as you want to. Right now, because if I wanted to create something on VO3 right now, they're using very powerful computers, right? But in the future, I think it will just become the machines will be able to process them easier and easier. We've still seen Nano Banana and the power of visual AI, right? I think, I can't remember if we talked about this before, but Gemini topped the charts. It was above OpenAI, above ChatGPT for downloads.
Yeah.
And just this idea that we're very visual, right? And so if you have a cool tool to edit some photos, then people tend to be interested in that. Just to give you an idea, for example, one of the really powerful ways in which Nano Banana, or they also call it, what is it, Flash 2.5 image or something, or just Google 2.5 Flash. You can just create all these different angles, right?
Here's how to create all camera angles with your consistent character in Nano Banana and turn them into epic AI videos. Nano Banana shines at creating consistent characters from just one image. And with this, you can build a cinematic universe for your story. Soon I'll show you how I turn these images into any camera angle. I'll also share storytelling tips on how different camera angles help tell your story and express its message. But first, let's talk about the best base image to start with. In a medium shot, the face takes up more space, which helps Nano Banana keep your character consistent. However, if you also want the trousers to stay consistent, I recommend a 3/4 shot. And if you want the shoes and the scenery consistent as well, then a full body shot works best. But the downside is you lose some consistency in the face.
So Nano Banana, if you haven't used it, it's just amazing at editing photos, and it works iteratively. So you would kind of remove one thing at a time. Here's Simon, change his shirt. Okay, add a gold necklace.
Okay.
Add a hat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it all at once, but it's very powerful because then you can plug that into AI tools, and you can mess with start and end frames, right? And then, or if you want to do a different camera angle, right? Cut to, overhead, bird's eye, right? And it's not always perfect, but it's very consistent, much more consistent than I've seen, especially with faces. You try to take a picture of yourself and put it into ChatGPT and then ask them to add a hat, well, your face will look different.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, this time it won't.
Yeah. So you're using still frames to then put into something like Runway to then generate, or VO to generate the actual... Because
a lot of consistency for videos, AI videos, is a image to video workflow, not text to video.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a creator or video editor who uses DaVinci Resolve, then this video is going to change your life. And I say this with practical proof. 2 years ago, we launched FireCut, which is an AI plugin that automates the really boring parts of video editing. And now we have thousands of video editors and creators all around the world using FireCut to drastically save time and make the video editing process way more enjoyable. Now, for the last 2 years, unfortunately, FireCut has only been available for Adobe Premiere Pro. And we've had loads and loads of people say, please give us FireCut for DaVinci Resolve. And so, finally, after freaking months of development, we are finally launching FireCut for DaVinci Resolve. FireCut now plugs directly into DaVinci, and it brings you a ton of features to save you time. Currently, there are 7 features up and running, with more in line, and we've got updates coming out literally every week.
Okay, right. So yeah, I think this is a good one to bring up now. So we're talking about AI and its capability to help us with ads. Google Ads is rolling out new features. We can create AI videos. But some of the issues or concerns of chief marketing officers are, 87% still feel like we need human creativity, and 79% are fear of the homogeneity. Right?
I didn't even know how to say it. Homogeneity.
Basically, everything's becoming homogeneous.
Every
stuff is becoming the same.
I'm not even sure that's a word.
Okay. Anyway, this idea of fear of things becoming similar, and then also the share of culture, not just share of voice, right? So, are they doing things in a unique way and not just like the AI way? Because this idea is that everyone's using, let's say, ChatGPT for, their ads or ideas, is becoming too similar. So, how are we making it different? How are we setting out? And I think that's exactly the point that I see when I'm thinking of this stuff. It's like you use AI to make what you're doing even better. You don't just take what it gives you. You use it to
of course to
make it better for you.
It goes without saying. I think that anyone who just takes what it gives you and throws it out there is going to be hiding to nothing.
I think there could be an argument against that though, because there is sort of AI slop or sort sort of fooling some people, or some people are interested in it. Is it the vast majority? I mean, maybe probably not. I don't know. I don't know the numbers on that. Like,
That's true.
Who doesn't care, and then who does actually want this really unique stuff? I mean, I generally feel like people do want the unique thing to an extent, right? What is that book called? That, not Outliers, but talking about like we as humans want stuff that's similar but different. You can't go completely different.
It's the what's the hold on, ChatGPT. What is the Maya concept in innovation? We'll find out. Isn't that great? This is just right here. I can like sort out my my most advanced yet acceptable.
Most advanced yet acceptable.
So
you can't push the boundary too far.
So this whole idea is like people want something that is familiar, but they also want novelty. And so the things that do very well have like fit this Maya concept, most advanced yet they're kind of acceptable. They're not too far out there in the future.
Right. But novel. One of the things I haven't double checked the numbers here, right? But enterprise AI budgets grew 75% year over year from experimental to operational IT budgets. This is just enterprise is trying to implement AI basically.
Yep.
Supposedly 30% proven ROI, 20% of organizations achieve ROI exceeding 30% with 74%. I don't know how true that is. I think that also I've been hearing that people are having a problem with certain implementations in companies, but and then 97% productivity gains. Microsoft 365 Copilot users report 97% reduction in meeting summary time.
Yeah, but like
that's pretty, of course.
It's because there was no one like bothering doing meeting summaries before.
Yeah, and 70% reduction in content creation time. Right now, there's a debate. We started off the episode saying that ChatGPT 5 won the ICPC perfect score, right? But in terms of is that leading us to AGI? Well, AGI, Google's DeepMind CEO says no, we don't actually really have PhD level intelligence. They're, they can still mess up on simple math problems. But his angle is he's coming about it from, it's sort of a jagged frontier in that it's like that, again, that sort of persistent memory, that sort of building on its knowledge.
Some things work really well, some don't.
Yeah, well, the idea is that, it can work really well within a certain given context window. So the big release on ChatGPT 5 Codex was that it can potentially run for up to 7 hours, right? So that coding competition was 5 hours long.
Right, okay.
Okay, but humans have got this, years and years of memory, right? And they're building on it and learning from it and adding that knowledge, it's not going through some huge retraining. This debate one was actually pretty fun. I have a lot of sources. It only chose one, and it went after about, it just debated basically AGI.
Yeah.
But it was actually quite an interesting conversation.
In Notebook LM, I'm not used to quiz function yet.
Yeah, so the quiz was okay. I built a quiz down.
The flashcards are useful for memory, but the best way to learn things is to test yourself frequently and get things wrong. So like me not remembering that acronym means I'm much more likely to remember it now because I got it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Over a spaced repetition, right?
Yeah. I was, as a little experiment the other day, I was looking at some of the books I've read this year, and I was asking ChatGPT to quiz me on some of the details of the books, like the name of the main character,
right?
What was the premise of it, and because you end up forgetting a lot,
right?
But it's quite cool, and the bits that it quizzed at me on are very much top of mind.
Yeah. So there's the flashcards. I guess you could go full screen on it. Yeah. So this is So this is actually the correct one, and then you click on it, and then you can even get an explanation.
Okay.
So this is 78 cards that goes through all my sources. One of the things which is kind of cool, going back to Studio, I also had you can, when you do the AI overview, you can actually engage with it. Here's the quiz. The quiz was okay, but it only had like 15 questions. Right?
All right, yeah.
So not a lot, given that I have like, I don't know, 20 plus sources here.
Yeah.
So I think the flashcard to me was more helpful, but of course,
the
those quizzes are good.
Since you've actually studied the sources.
Yeah. But then of course it has
The
all
whole
those.
point of Notebook LM is that you don't have to study the sources.
So, a lot of this is still about training, getting the people, but then the tools are getting better and better. This is why we talked about Nano Banana. So I think we've talked about quite a bit. Is there anything you wanted to talk about or bring up, Simon? Otherwise I'll go into the cool tools.
No. I think we've run on for quite a bit. There was a couple of cool tools. There's a DJI launch coming up with this Nano camera, which I'm really interested in. That's going to be next week, so we'll have a look at that then.
Sure. I've got this. I brought this video for some of the kit you can do with the new iPhone now.
I like these back screens that have on it.
What I like was
Sorry, it's a front screen.
it's showing you what's on the other side. I mean, you wouldn't really use both at the same time, but I loved how he's got the V-mount battery on the bottom to really keep it running for a long time and not heating up. So it just sits on the bottom of the camera, and then you can do the full filters that covers every single lens.
I think this video is good for the ASMR audio as much as anything.
And then you can see it also on their website. SmallRig is just, they have this is basically, it's not fully out yet from what I can tell, but what's nice about it, right, is you've got kind of your standard one. You got a photo grip, you've got your filmmaking cage, the grips will swivel, you've got a fan to cool it down. So I think they're really becoming more sophisticated, and I think that's also in part because we have now the more powerful cameras in each lens as well for the phones.
Yeah.
So it all becomes more usable.
Are you gonna buy one?
Not now, but in the future. Not yet.
After Christmas.
Yeah. And then I think
this is the Blackmagic camera Pro Dock for the iPhone 17 Pro.
No, I've been wondering what Blackmagic have been up to.
Yeah, and so they released the new app.
From IBC 2025. I'm here in the Blackmagic design booth with Craig, and we talked before, so I still gonna ask you, how are you? I'm doing really well, yeah, good stuff for sure. So we did another video on ProRes RAW integration with Blackmagic products. I think software and hardware, and also basically Blackmagic RAW integration with Sony cameras. And now we're going to talk specifically about the Blackmagic camera Pro Dock for iPhone 17 Pro.
Very cool.
But it sounds like it only works with Blackmagic and Apple's software. That's what it sounded like.
Which that would, you'd be using Final Cut or DaVinci, I suppose, or something like that, or
no, as in
the Blackmagic
during recording.
camera.
Yeah, while you're recording.
I've got on my phone, but I've never used.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice.
Yeah.
And they just came out with a new release, and it's quite nice.
Eric, thank you very much. That's it. A lot to process. An inflection. Maybe not an inflection point this week. I think that's a bit of a stretch, bit of hyperbole on the part of the AI. But thank you, and thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe. Our newsletter is created weekly on Substack. This is I'm Simon Carney. This is Eric Magelson from Click to View, and we'll see you next week. Episode 5. We're getting there and getting there.
Past the 3.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for watching.